These were the kind of nights we could only dream of during a wicked winter. A perfect evening for baseball ahead at Target Field between the Twins and the Brewers. The Twins-Brewers series on Fox Sports North is presented by Wisconsin Tourism. Twins try to hammer out another win tonight behind Josh Willingham, who launched his fourth home run in 6 games last night in Milwaukee. He's knocked in 10 runs in that span. Brian Dozier has added a 2-run shot, was 3 for 3 last night at the plate. He leads the Twins with 12 home runs, the most of any second baseman in baseball. Home runs have to be a concern tonight for Brewers starter Marco Estrada. He served up 17 this year, the most in Major League Baseball. Meanwhile, Ricky Nolasco hopes to build off his winning performance last Friday in New York, where he battled and beat the Yankees. The Twins and Brewers annual interleague series shifts from Milwaukee to Minneapolis tonight. Let's look at our news and notes as this border battle goes into Act 2. Over the last 2 nights, Twins and Brewers have been playing their own version of home run derby. Milwaukee hit a pair and took game 1. The Twins countered with 2 and a win last night. We all agree there's no place like home. That's certainly true for a Twin squad that's been dominant at Target Field against the Brewers of late. 11 wins in the last 15 meetings with Milwaukee here. And after an extended slump, at least for him, Joe Mauer's returned to his usual steady and dominant self at the plate. Collecting 5 hits in his last 3 games, Mauer power has returned to the Twins. Coming up, it's Hammer Time with Dick Bramer and Jack Morris. No, they won't be singing Can't Touch This in parachute pants. They'll be talking about Josh Willingham's power at the plate.
North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Dodge. Hurry into the Dodge 100-year event and see how good we look for our age. The home half of the border battle begins tonight at Target Field. A beautiful night for baseball. Game 3. Josh Willingham has spent most of his career in the National League, and it appears he likes to hit against National League teams as an American leaguer. And Willingham in the lineup tonight as the Twins hope to make it 2 in a row from Brewers. Dick Bramer, Jack Morris bringing you Game 3 from Target Field. And Willingham has provided what the Twins were looking for, a healthy, productive return to the lineup from their slugger.
Instead of a couple singles strung out, maybe a walk, 1 swing in the back can change the outcome of the ball game. Josh Willingham has been able to do that since he has returned. It's amazing to me that to watch this swing, it reminds me of a kid that used to watch Harmon Killebrew with that full extension and strong, broad upper body. Josh has really put the hammer down, and it's been fun for him. He's way up there in all categories, especially RBI since his return.
Willingham's return to the lineup coincided with a time where the Twins were struggling to score runs, and so far he's done his part to help out.
Well, he has, and Josh has been modest about it. You know, an injury that he had, a broken wrist, you know, that's something nobody expected him to come back so soon and contribute so well, but he's done a great job.
And Josh commented on his return from the injury.
You know, it took it a while to feel better, and, you know, I tried to swing early and it didn't, and finally when it started feeling better, I think that's when you just kind of let go a little bit, and you don't think about it anymore, and you can focus on other things.
Last year, the Twins won all 4 games between Minnesota and Milwaukee. They'll hope to pick up a 3 out of 4 series win starting tonight. And Mark Wagner, absolutely gorgeous weather, 77 degrees, and summer is finally here, Jack, in the upper Midwest.
Well, I'm just wondering where the squalls are going to come from. You and I were pretty convinced they're coming from a certain direction in New York.
Segura, Braun, and Lucroy will hit for the Brewers here in the first inning. Nolasco won his last start against the Yankees. First pitch popped up near second base. And it's Dozier in short center. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Ryan Braun. The numbers were not good for Nolasco. He walked too many guys. He gave up too many hits. Seemed like he was forever in trouble against the Yankees, but just gave up a 1 run.
Well, it's all about pitch count for Ricky. You know, getting ahead, it's easier for him to flip that breaking ball up and get hitters chase out of his zone. But when he's behind, they're able to take that a little more. The Brewers are a free swinging team, and I don't expect pitch count to be a big issue tonight.
Here's Braun taking a strike on the outside corner. Velasco threw 107 pitches, and just over half of them were strikes. That's unlike Velasco or anybody else who's out there on a regular basis who wants to pitch effectively and deep into a ball game. You simply need to throw more strikes, and he's thrown nothing but them so far here tonight.
Coors Cold Hard Facts right there.
Coming up here shortly, 2 strikes to Ryan Braun, Luke Roy on deck. And a strikeout. Braun's retired 2 quick outs here. The Coors Light Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light in Minnesota. The Twins have had the better of it, including both games last year. Across the board, better numbers up and down, which the Twins hope will bode well for this little 2-game set. 2 down, that'll bring up Lucroy.
This time of year last year, the Brewers were not playing that good of baseball. They've really improved up to this point so far this year.
They dealt with some injuries last year and really had a dreadful month of May where they only won 6 games, and you have a month like that, Jack, you just can't recover. They never really did, but they had some injuries this year, but they kept winning. Injuries to Braun. Talked about Ramirez. And a strike. 1-1.
Plus, you go through the 2-week period that the Brewers have gone through with their offense. Showed graphics over the weekend or the last couple of days about they're leading all of baseball in a lot of the offensive categories.
It's a little breaking ball over the helmet of a ducking Lucroy. Second best record in the National League, 3rd best record overall. Twins haven't fared well against the Giants or the A's, but they won a ball game last night against Milwaukee. Foul back. The National League Central, not unlike the American League Central, there's a team clearly better than everyone else. In the American League Central, it's Detroit, although they're struggling right now. In the National League Central, it's Milwaukee. And then you've got everybody else vying for second place. The difference is the Cubs are in the National League Central, and they're really struggling. Already a dozen games out of first, and 13 below 500. 2-2 to Lucroy. Full count.
And the Brewers just recently played the Cubs before the Twins went into Miller Park.
Gomez on deck. And Velasco gave up 4 walks over his 6 innings at Yankee Stadium. Popped up toward Dozier. Couple of pop-ups, a strikeout, a 1-2-3 inning, all of them on 10 pitches. Twins can follow up a winning road trip with a winning homestand. Menard batting order in the homestand opener. Danny Santana in the leadoff spot. Ryan Dozier batting second. Bill Mauer third. In the middle of a lineup, a lead lineup consisting of Willingham, Arcia, and Blue, Suzuki, Pinto, and Escobar.
Mall of America scouting report from Marco Estrada. He's pretty much a fastball, curveball, changeup guy. His changeup being his best pitch, and everything keys off of that changeup. He throws a fastball that's very straight, usually up in the zone, and it's not that overpowering, 88 to 90 miles an hour. But when his changeup is as effective as it can be, that fastball looks like it's in the mid-90s, and he gets some strikeouts up there.
Northland 4 defense for the Brewers. Logan Schaefer in left, Carlos Gomez in center, Ryan Braun in right. Reynolds, Segura, Weeks, and Overbay in the infield. And Lucroy back behind the plate. You know, you look at Estrada's numbers without having seen him pitch, and you say, well, this guy, he must be a power pitcher because he strikes out a lot of guys, gives up a lot of home runs. But it's anything but the case. I mean, he given up a lot of home runs because he's left a lot of his fastballs up around the belt.
Exactly. And, you know, when the changeup's not working, that fastball-curveball combination's not the greatest contrast.
And Santana to lead things off. Wearing the bunt, taking outside, ball 1.
We have seen, though, over the years, quite a few strikeout pitchers whose out pitch was a changeup. Yohan Santana for years here in Minnesota.
Drive to right center field, and Gomez tracking it down, making the catch just short of the warning track, going down. They'll bring up Brian Dozier. And here's one guy that if Estrada leaves his fastball up around the belt, Dozier should enjoy hitting against this guy, because that's where he has been his most destructive. Teeing off on fastballs up.
Especially middle half in. Brian really can turn on that pitch. He's as quick inside as anybody in baseball right now.
A high fastball at the belt, called a strike. Dozen home runs for Dozier out of either the leadoff spot or the second spot on the lineup, taking inside 1-1.
Who would have thought that? Who would have predicted that Brian Dozier, coming into this year at this point, would be #1 in all of baseball, in either one spot or two spot?
Breaking ball over. We have 106 games left to play, counting tonight's game. This guy's already scored 47 runs.
Well, his goal was to score 100. Him and Tom Bernansky kind of got together.
Driven to left, and that's over the head of Logan Schaefer. Dozier digs for second, and he's got a one-out double.
Right there, Brian Dozier doing what we just talked about, getting the fastball over the middle part of the plate. And he drove the ball. He's really showing how quick and powerful his hands are. And those hands are what generates so much bat speed. And when he hits the ball in the bottom half of the ball, like you see right there on contact, he gets that backspin, and the ball seems to carry it quite well.
So a double for Dozier, his 10th double of the year. I don't think we ever thought that Dozier would be the type of player that would hit more home runs than doubles, but that's been the case so far this year. And Mauer takes down and away, ball one.
You look at Brian Dozier and you say, well, why is a guy of his stature, not the biggest, not the strongest guy in the game, hitting so many home runs? And it's because his core strength is strong, his lower body, but he generates great bat speed. And that's all from hands. You don't have to be the strongest guy. When you swing that bat and you have more bat speed than anybody else.
Oh, he got a tremendous break. Out at third. Dozier thrown out. I didn't think they had a chance of getting him. He took off before Estrada broke from the stretch.
Brian Dozier thinks possibly that he might have been safe. He's trying to stall a little bit to see if Gardy will come out and argue his point. But it looked like the throw beat him. Lucroy, man, he must have done a great job there.
Yeah, here they come. I think they may have a replay here. I didn't think there was any chance that the play would even be close. That's how good of a break Dozier had from second base.
Where was it, Dick? Just not too long ago, Dozier took off on somebody and the guy stepped off.
Yeah, that
Help me out.
that was here, I believe, against in the Texas series. I believe.
Yeah.
I know the play you're talking about.
Anyway, he was getting such a great lead. We're going to see, it should be a good angle right here. Oof. We can't see when he makes contact with his glove, but it looked like his hands got in maybe before.
So they will look at it. The Twins will use a challenge, hoping that it's successful, but knowing that if it's not, they're done here in the first inning.
Well, Sean Harlan's got the tough job of reviewing these. Gardy wants a thumbs up or a thumbs down when Paul Molitor gives him a signal. Usually Gardy's out there with the umpires. Now he's rejoined them in the dugout. But in order to argue it, he needs to clearly know whether we should or should not. And they've had a tough go of it so far.
The best thing that baseball did in enacting this new policy and challenge